Hi, my name is Trudy Healy, and so I've been guided by Archangel Michael to deliver a message about angel awareness. And according to what he tells me, it's going to be a series of videos, and so we'll call this one Angel Awareness 101. So he wanted me to start at the beginning because it's overwhelming and there's a lot of information and I really didn't know where I was going to start, and so we mapped it out together. And the beginning is individual, it's for each of us, and so it's before the time of conception. It's at the time where you were in your soul form, your higher self, and you mapped out a contract with God. In this contract is your soul mission on this 3D plane, and also in this contract is the guardian angel or angels that are appointed to you, which I do believe we have more than one guardian angel, especially me being the calamity that I am. I am very guarded and protected by the angels. Amen. Thank the Lord. So the guardian angels were appointed to us by God, and that is also stipulated in the soul contract, which is devised before the time of conception, and all of this is forgotten during the time of conception and the time of development in the womb. So then Archangel Michael also wanted me to reiterate that the angels in general are non-denominational, and they're mentioned in all of the major religions. In fact, it could be interpreted that they're mentioned even in all religions in general and organized form of faith. So that being said, there are different levels of angels. Within those levels of angels were the fallen angels at some point. They did pertain to those realms of angelic form because they were from God originally. So they wanted me to kind of just let you know that the fallen angels did come from God originally. Yes, thank you. I'm getting covered in goosebumps. They're confirming. And then, okay, so if any of you have read Dante's Inferno, I want to make a reference to it because there are the 7 circles of hell. And in the 7 circles of hell, they're not spheres because they're 3D like we are, because they're here in this planet. They're not of the higher realms, so they're not multidimensional. Now, I'm talking about the multi-dimensions. In our soul form, I do believe that we are infinite dimensional. I couldn't quite understand. Sorry, I'm trying to understand it all. Oh, sorry about the light there. Anyway, so maybe some of you have heard of the Mekraba. So the angels are divided into different levels, and there's 3 spheres, and there are 3 spheres, and each is a choir of angels that belongs to a different Mekraba shape, if you will. So I'm gonna cover them with you, and this is gonna give you a better understanding of who the angels are and exactly what their jobs were appointed. And then I'll go into further detail. We'll see when I have more time for it. But so tonight, the first realm or the first sphere of angels, and the highest order, the first angels, are the seraphim, and you may have heard of them. So they are also referred to as the burning ones, and they have 6 wings. So the first 2 cover their faces, and the second 2 they're flying with, and then the bottom 3 are covering their feet. And their responsibility is they're servants of the throne of God. That is the exact articulation that they wanted me to utilize. Servants to the throne of God, the seraphim. Then we have the cherubim, and they may be referred to as cherubs, although I don't know if their physical form is like, the babies that we think of when we think of, I don't know, I associate a cherub to like a baby angel. Anyway, but they are the ones that guard the way to the tree of life, which is still in effect currently in the Garden of Eden, which confuses me because I asked, is it on this plane? And they said yes, and then they said no because it's a different dimension that we're not able to obtain because it's been stripped of us, and I got confused. Anyway, but the cherubim, and then we have the dominions, or the Cryorites, and I hope I'm articulating this correctly because it's a Greek-derived word. So they regulate the duties of the angels of the lower realms. They're the ones who delegate the tasks, so to speak, and make sure that they are on task and that they are executing the will of God. And then we have the the dominions and the exorci, these are part of the second sphere. So this is the second Mekrobah beneath the first and interconnected Mekrobahs. So the dominions and the exorci. So the exorci are the ones who cast the evil spirits to places of detention. That is the right word. And they supervise the movements, and they're like the keepers of history. So and when I say that they supervise the movements, so we have our free will, but within our free will, God's will has to be carried out. So they're there to maintain that order and that balance within the free will that's being enacted. Okay, thank you. I'm getting covered in goosebumps again. God, I don't know if you can see it, but my hairs are all standing up. Pineal gland. Anyway, soften your pineal gland. No more fluoride toothpaste. Side note there. And the third sphere is finally, the archai, the principalities, also known as the archangels. And they're of the third sphere. Isn't that crazy? I always thought they were of the highest order, but we can't even communicate with the ones of the highest order because they're on such a super, super high frequency. We can't. Have you ever heard that bee in your ear? That's angels. If you get the goosebumps, or if you get a shiver situation, it's like an upload of information. It's very mathematical, and I'm just barely scratching at the surface here. So the archai, a lot of interpretations have said that archai is a singular which cannot be pluralized. So by that standard, Archangel Michael would be the only archangel. But there's a lot of interpretations that there are 7, and I, off the top of my head, could name 12 right now. Okay, they want me to, so let's do this. Archangel Michael. Gabriel, Raphael, Jophiel, I love her, Jeremiah, Haniel, Uriel, Ariel, Sandalphon, Metatron. Gosh, I'm missing several. Oh, and then there's Archangel Phanuel, who almost nobody mentions, but I believe him to be Jesus' form in Archangel. That's weird. We'll talk about that later. But there's many archangels from what I perceive, and Archangel Jophiel explained to me that with every thought that God has ever conceived since the beginning of time, and God only thinks thoughts of love, with every thought of love, another angel is born. So she told me that in my human mind, my poor insignificant human mind, and she didn't quite articulate it that way because she's very sweet. They're all very sweet. She basically said, there's inconceivable amounts of infinite legions and legions and legions and legions and legions of angels. I can't emphasize how many. So after the Archai is finally the personal guardian angel, and they are the lowest form of angel, but they are here for us every moment, every single moment that we are walking on this plane, and all you have to do is ask for their help. They are currently unemployed, and they can only act when it's a situation of life or death, because they can't infringe on our free will. So they can only act on our behalf if we ask them to do so. So I am imploring you to employ your angels. You have at least two. I believe that all of us have at least two this day and age. So employ your angels. Archangel Michael wants to be there with all of us. They are omnipresent, as is our higher self. You can also ask your higher self to guide you as you're manifesting or as you are going about your day. So just ask for guidance from your higher self, from the angels. You have to will it. You have to be volunteering this and asking. And the power of thought, I mean, is so powerful. So keep your thoughts in the light. Abandon sadness, anger, and fear. Very important. But in addition to that, once the thought has transpired into articulated word, it is that much more powerful because you've let it out into the universe in form of sound. And the sound activates our chakras, and it magnifies and it ripples through sound waves. And that's energy. So I hope you guys benefit from the video. This is just the beginning. I'm trying to come up with a series of videos so that you have a better understanding of who these angels are, because they want to wake us up, wipe the sleep off of our third eye, stop using fluoride. It's not necessary for our teeth. You can use baking soda infused with peppermint oils if you can't find a toothpaste that's fluoride free. So yeah, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful 3D day, evening, morning, what have you. Mwah, I love you all. And don't forget to speak your prayers out loud and to speak your affirmations out loud, to be good to yourself as you are to the rest of the world. I love you all. Mwah.